also be talking about queuing theory. Queuing theory is the study of people waiting in lines. And for me, it was surprising to find that this was a serious study in math. And there's a lot of models on this topic because for me as a customer, the experience of waiting in line is always terrible. So you would think that if they had done some work on this, it might be a little bit better. However, there is a lot of math behind this, and it's not just about people. There's assembly lines at plants that also can be modeled this way. Also, items, for example, blood donations. They're receiving blood donations and also giving them. So anything where something is coming in and there's a process by which it comes out. So there's some different factors to consider in queuing theory. One is the servers. So the servers can be in series or parallel. Servers in series would be something more like an assembly line or a car wash where there's multiple stages. You have to see a bunch of servers before you can leave the process. And then servers in parallel are when there's a bunch of people serving. They all perform the same function, and you only need to go to one of them in order to leave, for example, like a bank teller. There's also different methods by which the customers arrive. So most common in 21st century democracy is first come, first serve. This is used at bank tellers. You form a line. The person at the front is the next one to be served. Also the post office. There's last come, first serve, which people might be a little bit angry about, but you do see this. You see this, for example, in a crowded elevator. Last person to come in is the first person to leave. You might see this in your email inbox. It will show you the most recent message first. So that is the first message that you read and possibly that you reply to. There's also service in random order. You may not be very happy about this either. Hopefully this doesn't happen too often, except maybe if it's a very busy place, they're not very organized, then they might just start serving whoever. Also old call centers, like maybe 15 or 20 years ago. You call a place, you're waiting for customer service representative, you're put on hold. Some of those were processed in random order. Now they usually kind of tell you, you're the ninth person in line, and it's a little bit more organized. And then there's also priority queuing, where you arrive and you get assigned to a specific line based on your need. So an important example of this would be the hospital. Hopefully they treat people who are dying faster than they treat people who just need to consult a doctor for an ordinary thing. You also kind of see this and maybe get mad about this at the DMV when you're trying to get something done with your driver's license. You see they give out usually two different colored tickets, and you're sitting there with the yellow ticket being like, how do I get the green ticket? The people with the green tickets are going through a lot faster. That's because they're in a different line. And then another thing that you would have to consider for queuing theory is the method of arrival. So one line versus multiple lines. For example, at the bank, there's usually one line, or the post office. At the grocery store, you can kind of pick your line. Every cashier has their own line. And then you would have to consider whether or not customers are allowed to switch lines, jockey for position, and how this affects your model. That can make it very complicated.